What's going on, guys? So we got a raid digest to check out, and the first thing I saw was what's the fuss about Wixwell and Hydra. This has been a very hot topic these last few days. I didn't watch all the videos to figure out why it was actually a hot topic and why it was back in question. I know a while back Wixwell was in talks about being nerfed, but I didn't see anything actually happening, which we're going to find out, I guess, what Plarium's plans are for Wixwell. So recently, there's been a lot of talks about us taking action to nerf Wixwell. Worse still, some players assume that it will be the only change we're going to introduce in order to address the issue of overpowered anti-Hydra teams. I'm not sure what that means. Trunda? Maybe that means Trunda, but she's not getting changed. I did the video yesterday, I believe, on the 51 billion damage full auto Nightmare Hydra Trunda team, which is not at all close to the highest Trunda team. There's 100 billion plus Trunda teams, which is pure absurdity. I mean, after I did that team, I built two other over 1 billion damage teams for that player, which felt like nothing, felt like peanuts compared to that Trunda team. The Trunda team was putting up 200 billion clash points. The other two teams that I built together were putting up less than 10 billion. It feels almost pointless. But either way, let's continue. As for the Hydra mode overall, we've already implemented the system of Hydra Clash consolation rewards for players and clans who performed well, but didn't get into 1 to 3 places, the top 3, which has honestly been amazing. Now we are nearing the phase of rebalancing certain battle mechanics for both Hydra and champions. Here we're talking about the complex solution that would influence many aspects of the Hydra battle. So stating that Wixwell will remain completely unaffected would be inaccurate. Whoa. In essence, the changes in question are aimed at preventing the few overpowered teams from thoroughly dominating any other champion combinations. Now, this is specifically talking about Hydra. Let me finish this and give some opinions. You'll get all the information about the rebalance closer to its release date, which is coming soon. Before you panic that Wixwell is going to be changed, I think something to consider here is that they're specifically talking about Wixwell and Hydra. They could change how Wixwell performs in Hydra, as well as how Trunda performs in Hydra, without changing how Wixwell performs in, say, Clan Boss or other areas in the game. They could do this by changing how the points are actually allocated. They could change it by, instead of having, your 50 billion Hydra Clash damage give you 200 billion Clash points, they could change it to something that was talked about a long time ago by Victor Tez, I believe, and I've mentioned it a few times after hearing from him, which is essentially say that 200 billion Hydra Clash team, instead of it giving you 200 billion Hydra Clash points, which puts you way above everybody else, instead it gives you, if there's 4 clans, there's 120 players, say it gives you 120 points, for example. So now you're the number 1 player across all the clans, you're getting 120 points, so anybody participating in Hydra is going to get points. Then if you were the very last player across all the clans, maybe there's 5, either way, it doesn't really matter, but you get points based on your placing. It could be scaled differently, who knows? I don't know the best way to approach it, but it could be scaled differently. So then these Trunda teams could be brought back into balance, and you're not just going to have 1 or 2 players soloing the entire Hydra Clash. That may not make the most sense, but if you followed along with some of my previous videos, hopefully you can understand what I mean by that. There could be different scalings in Hydra in general that could fix all of this stuff without breaking Wixwell for Clan Boss. Because it's extremely frustrating having a fusion champion who we voted on the skills of, and people built amazing Clan Boss teams for, very solid Hydra teams for, and then all of a sudden now, potentially, your 1 key Clan Boss is ruined, your 1 key Hydra stuff is ruined. It is a frustrating Hydra team to run, but all this stuff is kind of messed up because of a nerf to Wixwell shields. But they could change all of this without touching the shield aspect of Wixwell. I mean, let's be honest, they're going to come out with future champions who are going to have similar mechanics because they've already shown that it happens before. Like, we've had other champions before having the infinite shields, right? I forget who it was. Corpulent Cadaver, right? Yeah, he had an infinite shield, so I forget how we did that, though. It's been a while at this point, but Corpulent Cadaver had it, so we've had infinite shield issues before, and they keep changing them. Honestly, the best answer is just going at the root of the problem, which is fixing how Hydra Clash is managed in general. I think having the rewards at the bottom, like if you get 1.2 billion Hydra Clash points, has honestly been amazing. Like, I've been far less concerned if my clan wins or loses or places in Hydra Clash because I know I can get my Hydra Clash chests Either way, I can get my stone skin and protection accessories without having to, sweat super hard about Hydra. I still like pushing my Hydra damage, but it doesn't make it feel as bad if, other players aren't doing it. So now let's check out some of this minor gameplay nuances and then the bug fixes as well. The main thing, let's be honest, was Wixwell and Hydra. Armand's Nemesis. Some of you have been asking how the new Sylvan Watcher Kyolite, the Ash Arrow's passive skill, Corrupted Sentinel, interacts with Armand's A2 greatest hits. The answer is Kyolite's passive kicks in just after his turn meter has been affected, securing him from the incoming stun debuff and granting an extra turn. Armand's better be aware. That's pretty cool. I would like to get him. I haven't pulled him or anything, but it'd be pretty cool. Split Souls. Remember that Split Souls awaken your champions one level at a time in a consequent order from a lower to higher number of stars. The thing is, we've noticed that some players were confused by this mechanic and apparently saw no way of applying higher rank Loki Split Souls. Thus, they just sold them. Poor souls. By the way, you can find the detailed guide about Souls and Awakening. I didn't realize this was a thing. I thought everybody was aware that if you have a 1-star soul, 1-star perfect soul takes your champion to 1 star. If you have a 2-star split soul, the 1 is going to be blank and the 2 is going to be filled in. That means you have to have a 1-star soul already on the champion. And most of the time, you should only be getting split souls if you already have the lower souls anyways. So like from the market, purchasing them, or any Deck of Fates, or any Titan events, or any login events, it should be giving you progressive 1-star, then a 2-star split, 3-star split, 4-star split. But you can't take a champion and just throw a 4-star split soul on them, because you're going to have those 3 blank soul spots where you would have had to had a 3-star perfect soul, or the stair-stepping 1-star perfect, 2-star split, 3-star split, and then 4-star split. Bugs and fixes. Unfortunately, a couple of UI bugs endured the 9.3 updates. We're preparing a fix for future. Red mark still applies to Siege. I got plenty of red dots. I don't really care, but it is annoying for some players who like their interface a little more clean. The clan chat switches to the global chat at the end of the battle. Honestly, the in-game chat's horrible. If you're wanting to chat seriously, you really got to use Discord or use something off the game, because the clan chat recently for me has been especially rough. Let me actually pull up the game real quick. But basically, whenever I'm in game, the clan, my account's logged out. So I was working on doing a takeover, so can't actually see it right now. But I log into in-game chat, and it'll show like my clan chat. There's no messages. It's just a bunch of people coming and going from the clan. Like all the recent messages are just gone. And even when doing takeovers, I see all the recent messages just gone for some reason. It's maybe people just aren't talking. But the in-game general chat is just filled with clan recruiting. So honestly, the clan recruiting in-game is honestly pretty bad. Like, it's made looking at clan chat or global chat just basically impossible. So Discord's really the only way if you want to seriously chat most of the time, I feel like. Asgardian Deck of Fate, this is awesome news here. Yep, you guessed it right. This is Freya's time to shine, finally. On October 7th, we're launching the Asgardian Deck of Fate, which will feature exactly 100 fragments for Freya. So you got to flip all the cards. Really, that's only all there is to it. Flip them all. You'll be able to earn points by summoning soul stones, summoning souls from soul stones, and upgrading champions. So champion training and soul stones. But don't rush to summon the champion on the very first day, because a CVC tournament and personal reward. The 90th installment of CVC tournament is coming Tuesday. You can gain some easy CVC points by summoning Freya. That's good to know. However, please note there will be no personal rewards involved this time. So be careful with how many points you want to go for, maybe. That's enough for this article. So basically, we have Freya coming next Tuesday, which is pretty cool. I got a video that I did on Freya like a month or two ago. Not even that. It's been... Whenever we had Freya on the test server, I did a video for her, and I was saving for the Deck of Fate event, and we just never got the Deck of Fate. So the video is going to come out. I'm going to talk about some stuff that may be a little bit outdated, like her multipliers and things. At the time, they weren't available, but now they are. So I'm going to mention those in that video, but my opinion still stays true. I think she's a good champion, and I think she has more unique use cases than what a lot of people may initially think about at first look. So October 7th, we got Asgardian Deck of Fate. We have the information about Wixwell right here. So basically, Wixwell, is he changed? Is he not? Plarium says, maybe. You'll find out soon. But don't get too worked up about Wixwell being changed specifically. There's a lot of stuff Plarium can do with Hydra to fix it in a way that does not break Wixwell. It's a terrible idea if you break Wixwell, Absolutely horrible idea, honestly. So don't break Wixwell, fix Hydra Clash, and it's really all good to go. I mean, if Hydra Clash wasn't so, required to push up crazy insane number, honestly, just Trunda situations. Trunda just does so much more than any other team. Like my best Wixwell team, I think did 7 billion maybe, and the Trunda team on Nightmare did 200. My seven, it was like 30 billion Clash points, I think, and the best Trunda one, or not the best one, the one I did on the different account was 200 billion. Those numbers are not anywhere close to each other. That was one team. I use all my teams, and it's still not, even with my Trunda team on hard, it's still not even close to that on Nightmare. It does take a lot of champions. It does take specific gear, very fine tuning, all that kind of stuff. But still, it's just so far and above everything. Everyone knows this. They've already heard the complaints, everything, and they're just not changing it. But they could change Hydra and fix it in a way where those players with the top scores wouldn't be just making everything else just not competitive. You could place it. I mean, if there's 5 clans, 150 potential members, the number 1 highest damage dealer, say, could get 300 points. We could have just multiply. I'm not going to explain it because it'll probably just get convoluted anyways. But guys, it's been long enough. A news update. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you have a great weekend as well. And I'll catch you all in the next one.